Estamos de volta recebendo hoje a professora Valentina Dagiené, pesquisadora do Education Systems Group e professora principal da Universidade de Vilnius. Professor Valentina, you have received several awards for your academic and entrepreneurial achievements. In your opinion, how AI can help identify and recognize potential in students who are traditionally underestimated by the regular educational system?
This is a really hard question, I would say, because it's not one method or methodology to help, but we need, as researchers, we need to read, to have some different tests, different view, and we need to become more and more experts. And now it's nowadays is more. It's a little more easy because we have this big support from AI, from machines, that we can ask many questions and we can learn from, and now more research available, and especially evidence-based research, what is really we can understand, and also from other science we can understand better education, better how our brain working, we understand better behavior of children. So it's all complex. It is not one way to answer, but it is complex. And actually, I would say we need to learn to be experts in our field. Our field is more education connected to technology.
That's very interesting. And also what you mentioned concerning data-based evidence projects concerning education, politics, and policies and strategies that we need for education. And these evidence-based educational policies are very important. And now we can collect large amount of data from the students, from where they are clicking, what exercise they're doing, which websites they're searching. So in this way, with this tracking of the students' activity, we can have a lot of information to actually perceive as teachers, as educators, and of course as policymakers, how we can help our students. And that's very, very interesting in terms of how the teacher can handle the classroom and really take care of the talents of the students and improve them. So in your expertise in informatics and algorithm thinking, how do you evaluate AI potential to deliver personalized and preventive educational interventions?
Oh, yeah, this is when we are talking about talents and how to improve, to search talents. It's I think it is not so easy. We can recognize some talents in some fields. Some students are really very gifted, but for some kids it takes time, and this is like hidden talents, and this is many of them, and that's why it's as educators we need to suggest many activities. Like now we are working with STEM education is really promising because it's really more attractive, because it's like hand-on experiments. You can see results, and it is more attractive for children, especially nowadays, that they wanted much faster results. And so this is, but from other side, now we can have this support like AIs, that they can do some tests, and to get as educators we can observe. For example, I already mentioned in virtual learning environment like Ville, or because we are using in our country, and I observed for many years how in Finland they are using, or Dutens, as teachers can observe which patterns students, for example, it's like in long distance for 3-4 months that they cannot understand some, for example, some phenomena, and then teacher can help in this. Or because it's much, some teachers, of course, and now they can notice that some students struggle and need help. But with AI, it's much easier to to help teachers to recognize and also what I like in to use like ChatGPT or some other tools that students can ask many questions, and it's just nowadays they can get better explanation than they can sometimes get from teacher, because teacher has 20, 40 students in classroom and cannot answer to each child his or her questions. And this robot can be more patient and can repeat many times. And also students can be not so shy, because sometimes students are shy to ask teachers or so different reasons. But for robots, they can ask openly and stupid questions, as I think, and they can get explanations, and we observed in some already research that especially with math that now with ChatGPT is quite good explaining many math problems for students, and they can, but of course we need to motivate, we need to suggest. Also, you cannot leave a child like with one hour, 2 hours just to do some exercises, but we need some in smaller pieces. Of course, this is methodology, strategy, as you told, that we as educators we need to think how to manage in our classrooms all this education.
That's very interesting, and because I was about to ask you exactly that, because we know the large language models and all the generative AI, they are very good for generating text, and now you just mentioned a way that is being very helpful to mathematics. And so would you like, because I know this is your field of expertise, like to talk how AI is improving and being able to help learning math, because this is a big issue for us in Brazil as well.
Yeah, but that is what for me it's also when I observe some pupils that their explanation is quite good, and in different languages it doesn't matter, or it is Spanish or English or Lithuanian language, my language, or so, they really provide quite good explanation. But of course, from other side, if a child would like to listen like explanation or text to read, like but you can also talk and you can speech, but again I would say that this like 10 years old, for example, child don't want maybe to read 2 pages explanation. It means that we need, again, we can use this like big educator from 80s, Seymour Papert, who wrote Mindstorms, that we need to provide like a bite-size chunks to our children, because actually young, especially when I'm talking about primary school students, pupils, we need also to make them available in some portions, to make interesting for them. And so that's also some that you cannot, but explanation is really good for mathematics who are involved already, like, then it's much easier for them. But for some pupils, if they don't pay attention, or for example is struggling with to pay attention for longer time, then it's different methods you need to use.
Interesting. And do you know about any experience or research where they are already measuring how AI is improving math learning?
Actually, it's not directly like AI, but I told they are measuring, for example, like with this virtual learning environments. I already mentioned Ville or Duten. They measure plenty of papers already. Maybe I know like 100 papers or similar papers that they measure that it's really improved, and it's for example, like just 45 minutes per week, it's improving math education. But if regularly give students 30 to 45 minutes each week to solve tasks, and because it is more personalized and more attention, it's improving math education. There is also some results published, for example, like in my journal that I'm editor-in-chief, Informatics in Education. It's free of charge and all open access, all many papers. activities. Also, there are some other papers in Springer, for example, and there is more and more that this helps. And we do not think that we need to spend all days. No, for children, it should be a variety of different activities. And it's 30 minutes one activity, 30 minutes another activity, some with virtual learning environment, some with like STEM education, some with unplugged activities. Now you know that this unplugged activities is more and more proved that they help, for example, like in programming. For this is a very good computer science unplugged, CS unplugged from New Zealand. There is also a very rich website, and that you can Google CS unplugged activities, and you can get plenty of activities. And though it's many papers prove that these activities, for example, like to do like 15 minutes per week, improved, but it's they are special activities that you focused on teaching programming, for example, they improved and when programming skills, algorithmical skills, and then students can program easier or better.
That's very, very interesting, very important, because now we have a national curriculum base for computation in Brazil, and it's actually since 2022, and since 2023, now all schools need to put this content into their curriculum. So we have also in this national curriculum base, we have some suggestions of unplugged activities, but we also need to prepare our teachers to understand computational thinking, algorithms, and all these like contents that they didn't have on their previous training. So what do you think are the main challenges in integrating AI into pedagogical practices, and how can we prepare teachers for this kind of transformation?
Oh, there are two questions. Again, two big questions. Maybe I will start how to prepare teachers. So that is, I think that all countries are searching. I worked with European countries. We did like a couple of years ago, we did on computational thinking, and we looked also on AI, because I told that now it's AI is everywhere. And it's just question is how we can do more effectively, how we can teach, how we focus on ethical issues, but we cannot avoid. And how to prepare teachers from, it depends also if teachers, for example, like primary school teachers or other subject teachers, and they don't know anything, almost technology. So you need to make broader skills just to introduce technology and AI, because there is some stereotypes that are some people afraid, some people just don't want to use, but it is like common sense to improve technological skills. From other side, we need to show the teachers that they can gain it's useful AI for them, because if we add for teachers more work, that it doesn't good, yeah, because teachers need to get something more easy, and all teachers like children, and if they see that children can learn better and they can get more interesting exercises, they can get easy plenty of exercises that they can just give to students, then that's why we need to show this, that should be more attractive for teachers, should be more flexible, more open and easy to use. So this is all these components is very important. And I have forgotten first part of your question.
What are the challenges in integration into
challenges is more like how to be short. Main challenges is how to combine all teaching, different subject teachers. But it's not so easy. The STEM also challenging in many European countries, as I know. And here to cooperate, for example, like biology teacher needs to cooperate with language teacher. So this is really challenging. I think one of the biggest, but maybe with AI it will be more easy, because if it's easy, then it's better for all of us, for all of our education.
Perfect, because one thing is to for the teachers to learn about AI and to teach about AI or technology in the case of STEM education, but we also need to see how AI can be applied into different subjects and also how can they interact. And so that is very interesting and very promising for
And
education.
benefit, yeah, and benefit. Teachers need to have benefit.
Yes,
AI.
they just have to have benefit, of course, because otherwise they won't need or they won't want to learn it, and we all need that. So let's make life easier for teachers with AI and technology. So, Dr. Valentina, it was a very nice talk we have. If you have any other final words to give to Brazilians, that's the time for it.
I would like to wish you all to enjoy doing computational thinking, AI, computer science, technology, STEM education, because it's really attractive. It's our era, and we need to dig a little. But we are humans, and we need to remember that relations and social sciences is very important, and connection among people is very, very important.
So thank you so much, Dr. Valentina. And assim, nós chegamos ao fim de mais uma edição do programa IAgora Entrevista. Obrigado, many thanks, Professor Valentina Dagiené, e também a você que nos acompanhou. Siga o nosso canal no YouTube e assista ao programa também pela UNB-TV, no canal 15 da Neste Brasília, e pelo site unbtv.unb.br. Até a próxima, pessoal.
Obrigado.